Hey, psych-goers! Welcome back to our channel, where today we bring you the scariest stories from all around the web, and let you guys vote which one is the best. So sit tight, because today's story is scary enough to give you goosebumps. They warned me. No one stays in the McCarthy house longer than 10 minutes. I leaned against the house for support, trying to catch my breath. But how could there be footprints on the dusty stairs? I slowly turned to see what was there. The stairs were empty. I was alone. Had I imagined seeing the couple? Was the stress and fear finally getting to me? Let us know in the comments section below. Would you stay the full 10 minutes inside Hell House? If you enjoyed this chilling tale, please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more scary stories that will haunt your dreams. Thanks for watching. Until next time, sleep tight. Or, better yet, don't sleep at all. I wanted to call out, but no sound came out. My throat was dry, my tongue heavy in my mouth. My phone slipped from my pocket and cracked against the concrete floor. The flashlight went out. Around me, the air began to hum. It was a low, sick vibration, like a death rattle. I tried to scream, but no sound escaped my lips. The humming grew louder, more insistent. It filled my ears, drowned out all other sound. The hair on the back of my neck stood on end. Goosebumps erupted all over my skin. That's when I heard it again, a whisper, right next to my ear. 10 minutes is all she needs. I bolted for the stairs. The humming followed me. I climbed, my heart pounding in my chest, my lungs burning. Each step was a battle against the humming, against the unseen force that seemed to be pulling me down. Who had been here recently? I continued going down. The air grew colder, the light dimmer, until it was almost pitch black. I didn't stop running until I was far away from the McCarthy house. Behind me, I heard a crash and a scream. Then silence. When I finally looked back, the house seemed normal, almost inviting. The front door was open. The windows shone brightly in the afternoon sun. It looked like any ordinary house. Except I knew the truth. I knew what lurked within those four walls. I never looked back. The only illumination came from the faint beam of sunlight filtering through a crack in the ceiling. As I reached the bottom of the stairs, the flashlight in my pocket suddenly turned on. I hadn't realized I'd dropped it when I was running upstairs. The light revealed two figures standing at the end of the basement. I froze, my heart leaping into my throat. Were they the ones who had been making all the noise? Who were they? But as I stared at the figures, the basement filled with the flickering light of candle. Two figures resolved themselves into a man and a woman. They were standing next to a table laden with candles and strange symbols drawn on the floor. The woman turned to me and smiled. It was then I noticed her dress, or rather, the lack of it. She was naked. The man was chanting in a language I didn't understand. His eyes were wild, his movements frantic. Was this a cult? What kind of dark ritual were they performing? My heart pounded in my chest like a trapped bird. But it wasn't just my heart that was racing. My entire body was shaking. I could feel my teeth chattering together. At minute 8, I forced myself to turn around. I needed to see if what I had felt, what I had heard was real. Was I truly facing a haunted house, or had I just imagined the whole thing? But when I turned back to the house, the front door was wide open. I hadn't closed it properly before leaving. In fact, I had run out, slamming the door behind me in my panic. Now it was ajar, swaying slightly in the non-existent breeze. I took a step forward, then another. I had to get closer. Curiosity battled with fear in my mind. What if the whispering voice had been right? What if she was coming? I hesitated for a moment, torn between the desire to uncover the truth and the primal urge to escape the house. But the pull of the unknown was too strong. I had to see what was inside, but I thought they were exaggerating. Just another overhyped haunted house urban legend. I was wrong. It started. The second I stepped inside, the door slammed shut behind me. On its own. No wind, no breeze. Just slam. The house was silent, not quiet. Dead silent. I could hear my own heartbeat like a drum in my ears. And then I noticed the air, thick, heavy, almost like I was underwater. Breathing felt wrong. At minute 2, I walked into the living room. There was a fireplace, still warm. Someone, or something, had just been there. A music box sat on the mantel, open, playing on its own. The tune was haunting, like something from an old horror movie. It was playing softly, but it seemed to amplify the silence of the house. At minute 4, I went upstairs. The hallway was lined with old family portraits. They were all welcoming and warm until I got to the third painting from the end. That's where I stopped. All the faces in the portrait had their eyes scratched out. Whoever had done this must have hated these people. Or maybe they knew something we didn't. That's when the smell hit me. It was like a punch to the gut. Rotting flowers, damp earth, something burnt. Like someone or something had died here. Suddenly, the hallway seemed colder. My breath hung in the air in front of me. That's when I heard it again. Footsteps. Slow, dragging footsteps. Right behind me. By minute 6, I was frozen in front of a closed door. It was slightly ajar, revealing a pitch-black room beyond. From the other side, I heard a whisper. It wasn't a voice I recognized, but it spoke directly to me. "Don't stay past 10. That's when she comes." I didn't open the door. I couldn't. I didn't want to see what was in that room. I wanted to run, but my feet were glued to the floor. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. I was trapped, paralyzed by fear. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the whispering stopped, and slowly, my ability to move and speak returned. I stumbled back, desperate to get away from that room. As I reached for the door handle, something cold brushed against my cheek. Goosebumps erupted on my skin. I whipped around, but there was nothing there. I raced down the hallway and out of the house, not daring to look back. When I finally made it outside, my legs trembled beneath me. The basement stairs beckoned. I started to descend. The air grew colder as I went down. Then I noticed a footprint. They were small, dainty even. At minute 9, I felt a presence behind me. At minute 10, I burst out of the house. Do you think our protagonist should have stayed in the house?